Hello, is it audible, guys? Are you able to see the notepad? Hello,
Yes, sir.
what is visible to you? Are you able to see the notepad editor?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So last session, what we discussed about? We discussed about listed data type, right? So these are some of the characteristics related to the listed data type. So listed data type comes into the category of what? Collection related data types. So if you look into the characteristics of this particular listed data type, so order is preserved. That means, so if you people are giving the elements in an order like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, right? So the way in which the user is giving the elements, or the programmer is specifying the elements within the same order, the elements are stored in the memory. So when you display the content of the list, when you display the content of the list at the time of execution, so it shows the elements, it shows the values or the elements in the order, the order which is specified by the programmer or by the end user. So the way the elements are stored, right? So in the same order, the elements are displayed onto the console screen or onto the output screen. So that is called as what? Order preservance. And one more thing is what? So duplicates are allowed. So you can give multiple number of elements with the same values. So you can give 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So 10 and 10 are repeated for multiple number of times. So if you can see such kind of duplicate values as part of the list, so it is allowing what? It is allowing the duplicates. So heterogeneous in the sense it can handle with any kind of data elements, data items, multiple number of data items, can multiple types of data elements can be stored as part of the memory when you are handling it with the help of which concept, guys? List. Means what? 10, 20, 30.6 GVK 5.4. So these are the elements if I am considering. So if you observe the nature of the elements, 10, 20 are non-decimal values, 30.6 is a decimal value, GVK is a string, so 10, 5.4 is a decimal value again. So it is handling different kind of values, data items. So heterogeneous. Then indexing and slicing. So as they are stored in continuous locations of the memory, so they are indexed. So we discussed in the arrays concept, right? The same thing applies here. The elements are stored in side-by-side locations of the memory. So slicing operation is also applicable here. Then growable nature. Growable in the sense, so the values which we are storing, the number of elements which we are storing in the list, that can be expanded or shrinked. So that shows the growable nature. So let us suppose at this instance, if I am storing 5 number of elements into the list, right? So after a certain time period, so if I want to change, if I want to increase the number of elements that I want to store it into the list, then I can do it. So it shows which property, guys? Growable nature. Growable nature. So it is supported. Growable nature. Then coming to mutability. So the elements which we are storing into the object. So if we can change the data content, if we can change the data content of the object, then object is considered as mutable object. If the content of the object, cannot be modifiable or it cannot be changed, then such kind of objects are treated as what? They are considered as the immutable objects. So coming to list is a mutable object. Means what? What does it indicate? Indicates that we can change the content of the list. We can change the content of the list. So that is achievable. So this is something about what? List concept. So to create an empty list. So to create an empty list in Python, to create an empty list in the Python, the following syntax can be used. Simply I can mention a variable name for the list, L1 equal to, simply I can specify what? Square braces. So what does it indicate? So square braces is not accommodating with what? The data elements. So elements are not specified here. So it creates what? An empty list. So this is the way how we can create an empty list for the L1. So L1 is what? It is treated as a list. So how it is identified as the list? So seeing this particular square braces, it is identified, it is recognized as the list item. list data type. L1 is considered as list data type. So to know about it, so you can use type function. So print of. So within this, you can use type function for knowing about the data type of the variable, right? So you can use type function here. So type of L1 can be mentioned such that it displays what? The data type of L1 variable. So this is something about what? List data type. So these are the characteristics, guys. You have to remember about these characteristics. Is it clear, guys? Is the concept clear?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Yes, sir.
So today's session, so we will discuss about the new data type, which is related to collection related data types. Okay. So what's the next data type, guys? So we will discuss about tuple data type. So tuple is what? It's a collection related data type. Okay. So tuple is collection related data type. It's the second type of collection related data type. So if someone asks you regarding the tuple, so what you can discuss about tuple data type? So if you observe that, so tuple is nothing but, so it's an extension to the list data type. So if you observe the differences between, any doubt? Hello? Hello?
No, sir.
It is exactly same as the list data type. Exactly same as the list data type. List data type. Then what's the difference between the list data type and tuple data type? So if you observe that, so tuple is immutable. What it is? Please respond, guys.
Immutable.
Immutable, except it is immutable. Means what? So if you consider list, the contents of the list can be changed, modifiable. But what about tuple? Tuple contents cannot be modified. The object which is created for the tuple, the content, the data which is existing in the object of tuple cannot be modifiable. So that is what is meant by immutable. The content of the object cannot be modifiable. So if it is not modifiable, it is considered as immutable. So tuple is immutable object. Means what I can conclude about tuple? So it is readable version of list. So what I can say about tuple? Tuple is nothing but what? It is readable version of what? List. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Read only
Yes,
version
sir.
of list. So if you see the example for the tuple, so how tuple is represented in Python programming language. So if you observe that, so here I can give T1. So this particular T1 is representing what? It is representing a variable T1 equal to circular braces. So what I'm doing, guys, I'm mentioning T1 equal to circular braces. Within the circular braces, you people have to mention the data elements. Okay, so here I'm mentioning 10, 20, 30.6, then 50. Okay, so how many elements, guys? Can you respond?
4, sir.
4 number of data elements are mentioned here. So 10 is a non-decimal value, 20 is a non-decimal value, 30.6 is a decimal value, guys, and again 50 is a non-decimal value. So it is combination of what? So it is handling what? Different kind of data elements or not. So when it is handling different kind of data elements, it is nothing but what? Heterogeneous. So does it allows duplicates? Of course, it can allow duplicate elements. Exactly same as the list data type. Then what's the difference, guys? Only difference is it is immutable. Tuple is immutable. So if you want to handle different kind of data elements, providing that the data elements, the content of the object should not be changeable in nature. So to handle such kind of things, we people can go for the concept of what? Tuple. So instead of storing them in the list object, so we people can store the data elements in the tuple object such that the contents, the data elements which we are storing inside of the tuple object will not be modifiable. Means what? It is immutable. So tuple is nothing but what? It is readable version. Readable version of list. So T1 equal to 10, 20, 30.6 and 50. So how many elements, guys? 4 number of elements. So if you want to display the data type of this particular T1 variable, so can anyone guess me? Sorry, can anyone help me? So print of
Type
type of what?
T1.
T1. So what it shows, guys? It shows the data type of T1. So what it displays, guys? The data type of T1 is considered as what? Tuple data type. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
So if
Yes,
you are having
sir.
any kind of doubts, you can go, you can type this particular logic inside of the IDLE. I'm copying this particular code and I'm executing this particular code upon the IDLE. So are you able to see the code window?
Yes, sir.
So here I have pasted the code T1 equal to 10, 20, 30.6, and so these 2 lines of code are mentioned as part of the logic. So I'm saving the code. Save the code in the required path. So I'm saving into Python folder, so which is available upon desktop. So CSCB. So here I'm saving as it is an example for tuple. So I'm giving the name of the program as tuple example1. Tuple example1 dot. What should be the extension? Py.
PY.
Save the code, then execute the program. Are you able to see the output?
Yes, sir.
So what it has displayed?
Tuple.
Tuple. So our T1 is which data type?
Tuple data type.
Tuple data type. So T1 is considered as tuple data type. Now if I want to access 10 element from the array. So not an array, so from the tuple. So what I can do, can I go with the concept of indexing, guys? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, of course, I can use it. Only thing is you cannot modify it. Means what? If in place of 10, if I want to keep some 30, okay, is it possible? Is it possible in tuple?
No, sir.
I
No,
want to change the value of this 10 to 30. Is it possible?
No, sir.
So in order to do it, so if I consider, if I store these elements into the list, that is achievable, but not with the help of tuple concept, because it is readable version of what? List. It can handle multiple kind of data elements. So multiple kind of heterogeneous elements can be handled. But the thing is what? The content, the elements cannot be modifiable. The elements, once we specify them, so those elements cannot be modifiable. Means what? Suppose if I am trying to change it, okay, so T1 of within the spare braces, I am mentioning the subscript. So what I want to do is I want to change the content of 20 to some 50. Okay, so what's the index associated with 20, guys? Can anyone respond? 1. So the 1
1.
is the positive index. What about negative index? Suppose if I want to access it with the
-3.
help of negative index.
-3.
-3. So -1 is the negative index associated with 50. -2 is associated with 30.6. So 20 becomes what? -3, right? So let us suppose if I am giving -3 here, -3. Okay. So -3 and equal to what? I'm converting this 20 to 50 or else some 100. I want to change the value of 20 to 100. I'm doing this. Does it tell us?
No, sir.
Reason?
It is immutable, sir.
Immutable. That's the reason, guys. So you save the program. Save the program. So tuple example 2.py. Okay. Save the logic. Then run the program. You can see it. So see the error. What it is showing?
Does not support item assignment.
So I'm unable to change what? The 20 value to 100. So it is not supporting what? Modifications. Isn't it? Hello? Yes, sir. Are you able to understand?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Suppose if I want to go with the slice operation. Is it supportable in tuple object, guys? Yes, of course. Slicing is possible. Only thing which is not possible with the tuple is what? We cannot modify the content. The content cannot be modifiable. The data which is stored inside of tuple object cannot be modifiable. But whatever things we have discussed regarding list object, those all characteristics will be available with the tuple or not? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you want to, okay. So I will give you an example for slicing operation. So print of, so what's the tuple object name? T1 is the tuple object name. Then we have to use what? Slicing operation, right? So slicing operation. So colon is mentioned here. Now what it displays, guys? Can anyone respond?
10, 20,
30.6,
30.6,
50.
Superb. So T1 of within the subscript. So here I'm mentioning the index, guys. So 1 colon, then subscript. So what it shows, guys? Can anyone respond?
20,
30.6, 50.
20.6, 30 point, sorry, 20, 30.6 and 50 will be displayed, isn't it? Then print of, so T1, so within the subscript, so I'm not mentioning the beginning index. Okay, then I'm mentioning the end index as 3. Can anyone guess?
10, 20, 30.6.
10?
20, 30.6.
Yeah, superb. So that's the output. So tuple example 3. Save the code, tuple example 3 dot py. Save the code, then run the program. Are you able to see the output?
Yes, sir.
So is it the output which I'm expecting from the program execution, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this is something about what? Tuple data type. So I will give you one more example regarding tuple, guys. So one more example regarding tuple. Suppose if I want to add a new element to the tuple, is it possible or not? You see here. So to add new element, so which function is used, guys, for adding a new element into the collection related data types? Which function can be used? Append function
Append,
can be
sir.
used, right? So I'm trying to use append function on tuple. So what it shows you see. Okay. So what's the tuple object name? T1 is the tuple object name. So T1 dot, I'm writing append. T1 dot append of, I'm giving so 1000. Okay. So I want to insert a new element into this particular T1 object. So you see the output, what it shows. Okay. So save as tuple example 4 dot py. Save the code and run the program. See the output. What it has shown? Please respond. Are you able to see the shell?
Yes, sir.
So what it has shown?
Error.
Error. So why it has shown error?
The content cannot be changed in tuple.
That's the reason. That's the reason. It is not growable in nature. Growable in the sense that we can't modify the content, right? So how many number of elements are available here? 4 number of elements are available here. So we cannot insert a new element into the existing object, isn't it? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Into the existing object, if I want to insert a new element, that is not possible. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Are you able to understand my statement or not?
Yes, sir.
Suppose if I am writing, are you seeing the code window, guys?
Yes, sir.
So let us suppose if I am writing like this, T1 equal to, let us suppose if I am writing like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does it allow this statement or not? Please respond.
No, sir.
Please respond.
No, sir.
No. I am saving it. Save the code. Tuple example 5 dot py. Then run the program, guys. You will understand. What it has shown?
Error.
Sorry, save the logic. Save and run. Okay, you skip that append operation, guys. So because of that reason, it is raising an error. So go to code window. Sorry. Why it is not showing the code window? Okay. So are you seeing the code window, guys?
Yes, sir.
So because of what reason it is raising the error? This one, T1 dot append. Okay. So I'm commenting it. Now what happens? Now this line is part of the code or not?
No, sir.
Does it included inside of our program or not? Please respond. Please
It is
respond, guys.
included, but it doesn't work, sir.
So this code will not be considered by the translator of the programming language, guys. Comments will be ignored by the translators of the programming language. So isn't it? Now I'm saving the logic, guys. After saving the logic, then execute the program. See the logic, guys. See the output. Does it impacted upon the code, guys?
No, sir.
Reason? Can anyone guess? What happens here? That means, is it supporting the concept of mutability?
No.
No, sir.
Then what happened here? So when I discussed about tuple concept, so I told that tuple is a immutable object. Tuple is an immutable object. Then why it has allowed here T1 equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So this is not supportable, but it is supporting this statement. So why it is supporting? Can anyone tell me the reason? What happened here? Can anyone guess? Please respond, guys. Tuple is immutable object or mutable object?
Immutable.
Immutable object. So because of this particular statement, it has raised an error, right? Because content of the object cannot be modifiable. Then what happened here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you are having any kind of doubts, you can print the content of this particular tuple, guys. Print of T1. Then what it shows, guys? So when I have included this particular code, what it shows? Does it shows 10, 20, 30.6, 50 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be shown up on the user screen?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be shown. So if you are having doubts, you can run the program, guys. You can be able to see the output. So code window. So here is the output. So what it has shown? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is shown. Means what? So what does it indicate?
Once if memory is created, it cannot be changed.
Sorry?
Once if memory is created, it cannot be changed. No, sir. In tuple.
Memory is created, that cannot be changed. No, it is not the reason, guys.
New object is created.
Superb, Amma, superb. So new object will be created. Now T1 is pointing to the new object, but not to the older one. So this is the older object. So object content cannot be changed, but new object can be created. So that's the concept of mutability, guys. So if I'm trying to write this kind of statement here, so what happened here? What happened here? At this statement, what happened here? Please respond, guys. A new object is created here. A new tuple object is created here. New tuple object is created. New tuple object is created with which data elements, guys? With the data elements as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here new object is created, isn't it? Hello, are you able to understand the concept of mutability and immutability? Hello. So if I am saying it as mutable, object content can be modifiable. If I'm saying it as immutable, object content cannot be modifiable. So when I'm taking T1 dot append, so which object is considered here? So this object is considered. Into the existing object, we cannot make any kind of modifications. But so if we are trying to create a new object, so it is achievable. So now T1 is pointing to the new object. So earlier case, so T1 is pointing to here. So when I'm considering this particular object, its object content cannot be modifiable. So even in this case, that means if I'm trying to write this kind of statement here, so let us assume that if I'm trying to execute this particular statement on this newly created object. Okay, now you tell me what happens here.
Error.
So again, it shows error, isn't it? Let us suppose if I'm writing remove method here. So to remove an element from the object, so into the collection related objects, remove method can be used. So when you are dealing with collection related data types, so if you want to insert a new element into the collection related data type objects, so which method has to be used? Append method has to be used. To remove an element from the collection related object, we Python programmers has to use remove method. Okay, so here I want to remove one element from the tuple object. Now you see here. So what happens here? Can anyone guess? What it shows?
Error.
Again, it shows an error. Save as tuple example 6.py. Save the logic, then run the program. See the output. What it has shown?
Error.
Error.
Read it.
Attribute error.
So please remember, guys. So if you want to insert a new element into the existing object, or if you want to remove an element from the existing object, so which is a tuple object, so it is not supportable, guys. Is it clear? So indexing and slicing is applicable upon tuple object. Is it true or false?
False.
Indexing and slicing.
False.
Array.
True, sir.
What is this concept, guys? Indexing and slicing is not supported in tuple.
Supported, sir.
Supported, sir.
So what is this concept? So colon. So colon operator used inside of the subscript. So spare braces is considered as what? Subscript operator. So subscripting is separate. Subscripting is supportable. So inside of this, so what we are using? Slicing operator is used. So slicing is supportable in tuples or not? Yes, of course it is supportable. Then indexing is allowable or not? So when it is supporting the concept of slicing, does it support the concept of indexing? Yes, of course
Yes,
it supports, guys. So slicing works upon what basis? It works upon indexes or not? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Slicing concept works on what basis, guys? It works based upon what? Based upon indexes or not? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Are you able
sir.
to understand or not? So if you're not following,
Yes, sir.
please ask me. Hello. Are you following or not?
If you want to, sir, if you want to access an element from the tuple without
Sorry. Can you
Sir,
repeat the
can we
question?
access it? Sir, can we access an element from the tuple without using slice concept?
Yes, of course. See, if you want to access only one element from the array, so it's simply with the help of what? With the help of index, you can access it. What's there in it? So let us suppose, so print of, so I want to access this three element from the tuple. Okay. So what will be the, the index which is associated with 3 is what?
2.
2 is the positive index. What about negative index?
-3.
-3. So you can use either positive index or negative index, by using which you can access this 3 element from the tuple. So what's the tuple name?
T1.
T1. So within the subscript, you can mention the index. So you can use either positive index or negative index. So which index you want to use? You can use it as per your wish. Let us suppose if I want to use positive index. Okay. So what's the positive index, guys?
2.
2 is the positive index. So what it shows? You save the logic and run the program. You will understand. Okay. Tuple example 7.py. Okay, save the code and run the program. You will understand what's there in it. So run the program. Sorry. So attribute error is rising because of what reason, guys?
T1 dot remove.
T1 dot remove.
Second. You open the code. This because of this particular reason it is rising error, right? So you make it as comment and save the code. Now it won't show. Run the program. What it is showing, guys? Are we accessing 3 elements from the tuple?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Suppose if I want to access it with the help of negative index. Now you tell me the code. Are you able to see the code window?
One subscript -3.
So this index should be changed to -3. So within the subscript, you change the index to -3, such that what it will display? It will display 3 elements from the tuple. So save the code. Save the code as save the code and execute the program. See here again, it is showing which value? What it is showing, guys?
B, sir.
B.
B.
3, sir.
3 is the element. Suppose if I want to access 5 elements from this particular tuple, so what I can do?
T1 subscript
Print
4.
T1.
T1 subscript
Four.
4. That's the answer. That's it. So are you able to see the code window?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to see the code window or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if you want to access some number of elements, that means continuous some part of the tuple has to be accessed, or list has to be accessed, then you go with the concept of what? Slice operation. Some part of the object will be displayed. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Or else you are having any kind of doubts? If you are having any kind of doubts, you can ask me, or else I will go with the next topic.
No doubt, sir.
No doubts. Okay, then. So to create empty, okay. So this is empty list or not? Are you able to see the notepad, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So are you able to see the notepad?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what's the last line visible to you? Can anyone respond? What's the last line?
Print.
Print type T1.
Print type of T1, right? So to create an empty tuple, in Python. So what should be the syntax? So to create an empty tuple, the following syntax has to be followed, guys. The following syntax has to be followed. So here I'm writing T2 equal to what? Simply I'm writing circular braces. So what does it indicate, guys?
Empty tuple.
Empty tuple. So tuple object containing 0 number of elements. 0 number of elements. Is it clear? So if you want to know about the data type of this particular T2, so what you can do? So to display something onto the screen, print function can be used. To know about the data type of a particular variable, which function should be used? Type function can be used. So type of
T2.
T2. That's it. So what it shows? What will be the output?
Tuple.
Tuple data type will be displayed. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Let us suppose if I want to include only one element into the tuple. Okay, let us suppose if I want to use a tuple object. So by using tuple object, if I am trying to handle a non-decimal value, the only one element, so that one element is a non-decimal value. Let us suppose if I want to handle, if I want to handle, that means I in the sense here Python programmer, guys, don't think that so I am handling the data element. So if Python programmer, if Python programmer want to handle a single non-decimal value, a single non-decimal value. With the help of which concept, guys? Please respond. With the help of tuple concept, if he wants to handle it, then what's the situation? What should be the syntax? This is the scenario, guys. Please remember, it is very important, guys. Are you understanding the requirement?
Yes, sir.
So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to handle a single non-decimal value with the help of which particular concept, guys? Tuple. I'm not using integer data type, guys. What I'm trying to do, I'm handling that non-decimal value, which is a single value, which I'm going to handle it with the help of which concept, guys? Tuple data type. I want to handle the data element with the help of tuple data type. Let us suppose if I'm trying to write like this, T4 equal to T4 equal to. So how tuple is identified, guys? So within the circular braces, the element has to be specified, isn't it? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
here I'm mentioning 10, guys, or 100. So 100 is a non-decimal value or not? Please respond. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The 100 is a non-decimal value or not?
Yes, sir.
Now, which
Yes,
data
sir.
type is implemented for T4, guys? Which data type is considered as T4? So write print of type. Print of type of. Can you help me?
T4.
T4. So if I am writing this particular code and I am executing the logic, what happens? You tell me. Control C. I'm copying it into the ideally. So here I'm copying it. So save the code. Okay. Are you able to see the code window, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So what is displayed to you? T4 equal to, within the circular
100.
braces, I have mentioned 100, guys. I'm saving the logic. Okay. Save the code. Tuple example 8.py. Then you execute the program. So what will be the output, guys? Can anyone guess?
Tuple.
Okay. I'm executing the program. See the output.
Integer.
Integer data type. Are you understanding? Hello. What it
Yes,
has
sir.
displayed?
Integer.
Integer data type. So internally, it has considered it as what? Integer data type. But what is my requirement? What is
Tuple.
my requirement?
Tuple.
So I want to handle it with the help of which particular data type, guys? Tuple data type.
Tuple.
So to make it as tuple data type. So what we people have to do, what we Python programmers has to do. So are you seeing the code window?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
After placing 100, after placing the first element, you place comma here. You place the delimiter. Okay, and save the code. Save the code. Save as. So here I'm giving it as what? Tuple example 9.py. Save the code and run the program. Now see the output. What it has shown.
Tuple.
Tuple.
So does my requirement has fulfilled or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is the concept clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are you understanding the differences between the list and tuple data types?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
So list
sir.
is mutable object or immutable object?
Mutable object.
What about tuple?
Immutable.
Immutable object.
Immutable object. So indexing and slicing, is it supported upon list and tuple data types?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
both are supported. Indexing concept is available, slicing is available. Isn't it? What about
Yes, sir.
order preservance? Order preservance is seen in both list and tuple data types or not? Please respond. Hello. The first characteristics which we discussed about order preservance, is it supported in tuple data type? Is it there or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Please respond,
Yes,
guys.
sir.
Give me the answer.